Venkateshwara, Sri Gaviman. Pranams to all the Swamis on the dais, respected Chiranjeev Singh, former Additional Chief Secretary to Government of Karnataka, Ambassador of India to UNESCO, Scientist Madam Tejashwani Anand Kumar, distinguished invitees who are present here, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, my dear students. Once again, good evening to all of you. Firstly, I would like to thank Mr. Jagdish for inviting me to be part of this mega and vibrant event. I had never attended this kind of a event in my life, and I am very, very happy for it. And I am also very happy to share the dais with all the Swamis. It's my privilege to share some of my experience in Chandrayan3 and the success journey. You may be aware Chandrayan is a moon exploration program. We launched Chandrayan 1. Basically, it was an orbiting mission. We had many scientific instruments which produced a lot of science data about the moon. With the success of Chandrayan 1, ISRO has launched Chandrayan 2 with two objectives. One is orbiting the moon with high resolution payloads compared to Chandrayan 1. The second objective was to have a safe and soft landing onto the lunar surface. The orbiting was very, very successful, even though the mission life was 1 year, but now it's more than 4 years over, but still the orbiter is producing a plethora of science data with very, very high resolution payload. But unfortunately, the landing could not be accomplished. Hence, Chandrayan 3 was approved. The landing mission is very, very complex. You know, not only we failed in the first attempt, US made 3 attempts. 3 unsuccessful attempts they had before the first successful attempt. Russians also had 11 unsuccessful attempts before the first successful attempt. So we also had 1 setback, that was in Chandrayan 2. But we learned a lot of experience from Chandrayan 2. That was the basic stepping stone for us to come up with what went wrong in the Chandrayan 2. We did a root cause analysis and we came up with a corrective action. That was the first step we did in the Chandrayan 3. The next one was made more robust. The lander was made more robust in terms of hardware, in terms of software. We created a multiple mission paths. You would have seen on the landing day, we had 19 minutes of landing, which is called autonomous landing sequencer. We need to kill the velocity, nearly orbital velocity, to near 0 meter per second to the targeted designated point. Once you invoke that, there is no ground intervention is involved. Everything is autonomously made. All the real-time decision it has to take, it has to navigate and land. So we created, if one sensor fails, how to handle that. If one engine fails, how to handle that. We created a multiple mission plans to see that this time we are having a soft landing. That was the second point we did. The third point was characterizing the systems. So like how human body has got many systems, the lander also has got all the intelligence and all the systems. Like we had a sensor, we had structures, we had mechanisms, we had propulsion system, because there is a fundamental difference between Earth and Moon. At Moon, we don't have an atmosphere. It is full of vacuum. Because of that, the temperatures are very, very extreme. We are all protected by atmosphere. That's why our temperatures, on an average, it is 15 degrees centigrade. Whereas at Moon, it goes to very low temperature when sun is not there, as low as minus 150 degrees centigrade. When sun is there, it goes to very high temperature of plus 150 degrees centigrade. Under that harsh environment, the systems have to work. And the next challenge is the gravitational force is different in Moon. We are all actually having a 9.81 meter per second square gravitational force. Whereas at Moon, it is 1/6 of the Earth's gravitational force. So we need to thoroughly characterize the system at Earth simulating the Moon environment. So we did the 3 important tests. One is at Chitradurga, near to this place, we created an artificial lunar crater and boulder. We did a thorough evaluation of the sensors. At Moon, another important thing is there is no GPS. For example, if I have to come from one place to another place, I can put a GPS, I can put a Google map and navigate myself. Whereas at Moon, there is no GPS. We have to have our own sensors to give position and velocity information. So for that, we have to develop a new sensor which will give all these position and velocity information that needs to be thoroughly characterized in Moon, in Earth simulating the Moon environment. So we did in Chitradurga a series of tests. The second test we did, having characterized the sensors, we have a propulsion system which will kill the velocity. Because as I told in Moon there is no atmosphere, we cannot use parachute to kill the velocity. We have to have a propulsion system. We used a bipropellant system to kill the velocity that was thoroughly characterized at Sriharikota. And the third important test is how we got 2 legs. Similar way lander has got 4 legs. At the time of touchdown, it has to absorb the impact energy and it has to withstand the strength and it has to offer stability. At the time of touchdown, we do not know exactly the terrain is flat or it is a slopey terrain, whether it is a flat, it's a soft terrain or it's a hard terrain, and we come with certain velocity. Even though we target nearly 0 meter per second, but it comes with certain low velocity like 1 to 2 meter per second. Under that combination, the lander has to be upright at the time of touchdown. So we created a specially made lunar soil simulant test bed on which we conducted a series of tests again to evaluate the strength and stability aspect. And the most important thing is the simulation. Even though the test, we did an exhaustive test, but again it comes with the limitedness. We have limited resources, we have limited time, we have limited budget. So we have come with a lot of simulation test bed which creates what can go wrong, what can fail, how to overcome that failure, how to ensure the reliability and quality aspects of it. And the fifth important thing is we thoroughly characterized. We launched on 14 July 2023, we landed on 23rd August 2023. We took nearly 40 days for landing, from launch to landing. So we thoroughly evaluated all the systems during the journey so that we are very confident before the actual 19 minutes of landing. This has made India on the moon. But it is not only the job is over once we landed. We also had scientific instruments in both lander and rover which provided a plenty of science data. We had 3 instruments in lander. One is the seismic activity instrument. We had instrument for lunar seismic activity which measures the seismic activity of natural event as well as an artificial event. How the rover is roving around the moon surface, which has captured artificially, and also if any meteorite impact on the moon surface is there, it's a natural event which was also detected. The second instrument was a probe which is inserted into the lunar regolith for about 140 mm, wherein we measured the temperature and thermal conductivity of the lunar regolith. We found that there is a strong vertical temperature gradient in the lunar regolith. And the third instrument is the first ever lunar surface plasma environment experiment we have done. That was the first experiment. It was a state-of-the-art instrument which is developed indigenously by ISRO, which also measured electron density and temperature. And also we had 2 scientific instruments in rover as well. The rover has got a lunar laser-based induced spectroscopy and alpha particle X-ray spectrometer, which provided a lot of major and minor rock forming elements like aluminum, calcium, sulfur. There are various elements it has detected. And the rover also, it is not autonomous like lander, which is a semi-autonomous in nature. So how we got 2 eyes, the rover also has got 2 sensors which will provide the data to ground to lander, and we do a path planning and we move from point A to point B, and again we stay there and operate the scientific instrument. This was going on for 24/7. Now, beyond the technological achievement of Chandrayan3, the journey of Chandrayan3 can provide plenty of food for thought for the students community. Never give up when we face with a failure. Instead, you use it as a stepping stone for a success to a greater achievement. In the face of adversity, continue to strive, learn and evolve. We derived 4 major pillars from Chandrayan3 success: passion, perseverance, excellence and teamwork. First, let's talk about the passion. The passion is a driving force behind all the great accomplishments. Find your passion, hold on to it fiercely, and pursue your passion relentlessly. The next comes the perseverance. Perseverance is a determination, having a determination to keep moving forward in spite of all obstacles, failures, setbacks, and disappointments. Chandrayan3 stands as a testament to the spirit of perseverance. Your perseverance will be the cornerstone for your achievement. And the third important thing is excellence. Excellence is not a one-time achievement, it's a way of life. Excellence has a potential to make you extraordinary. And the last is the teamwork. See, once you step out of the college, once you step out of the school, you will be facing a real-life situation. Chandrayan3 success is by virtue of an excellent teamwork and sheer perseverance. That's why we could achieve the soft landing technology. Finally, I would like to close by telling the journey of life is not reaching a destination. It's all about the experiences and the lessons and the growth you encounter along the way. Being extraordinary is very much possible if you approach your ordinary task with complete dedication. Dream big, be passionate, strive for excellence, have a discipline and spiritualism. The world is waiting for an extraordinary opportunities available, and I'm sure that everyone is capable of making it. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಶ್ವದ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಧ್ವಜವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿರಿ. ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳ ಧ್ವಜದ ಮೇಲೆ ಚಂದ್ರನ ಚಿತ್ರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಭಾರತೀಯ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳು ಚಂದ್ರನ ಮೇಲೆ ಭಾರತದ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಧ್ವಜ ಹಾರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಒಬ್ಬ ITI ಓದಿದ ಹುಡುಗ IIT ಒಳಗೆ PhD ಮಾಡಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ದೊಡ್ಡ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಆದ. ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು? ಒಬ್ಬನಿಗೆ 3 ಮಕ್ಕಳಿದ್ರು, ಒಬ್ಬ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇದ್ದ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಇದ್ದ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಕಳು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಕಳು ಮಾಡೋದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಉದ್ಯೋಗ. ಒಂದು ಅವ್ರ ಅಪ್ಪಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಂತ ಯಾರು, ಅಲ್ಲ ಇವ 3ನೇ ಮಗ ಕಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಇವನು ಹೊರಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ ಮನೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟ. ಅವ ಅಂದ, ಸುಮ್ಮನಿರು, ಮನೆ ನಡೆದ ಅವನಿಂದ ನಡೆಯಕತ್ತೈತಿ, ಇವನ್ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹಾಕಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲ? ಹಿಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವಾಗ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳಾಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೊಬ್ಬ ಖಗೋಳ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನಂಥವ್ರು ನೋಡೋದ ಒಂದು ಪುಣ್ಯ. ಅಂಥವ್ರು ನಮ್ಮ ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಬಂದು ಅವರು ಮಾತು ತಿಳಿಯದೆ ಹೋದರೂ ಸಹಿತ ಅವರ ಸಾಧನೆ, ಅವರ ಪರಿಶ್ರಮ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ. ಅಂಥ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ. ಅವರು ಚಂದ್ರಯಾನ ಮತ್ತು ಸೂರ್ಯಯಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಸಹಿತ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ. ಭಾರತ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳು ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ತುಂಬ ಬೆಳೆಯಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹಾರೈಸಿ